Hello and welcome to the Allan Glen's Grand Prix. My name is Daniel. I'm an engineer and I love Formula One. I'm really interested in finding all the ways that teams use maths and physics to make their cars the fastest. And it's just really exciting to watch these races. We are coming to you today from our paddocks above the team garages. And I'm here with the king of calculations, Craig. Hi, Craig.
Hello, Daniel. Yeah, this is the day that we've been counting down to. I've just had a look at the track conditions and it looks like we're in for something special today. Hello, everyone. My name is Craig. I love learning about maths, and my favourite subject is computing, and I love playing with tech and writing code. But today, I'm really interested in finding out more about maths and engineering behind car racing.
There are lots of you joining us for today's interactive lesson, and you are all part of our racing team, and it's called Allan Glen Racing. Formula One is a team sport, and everyone watching are your teammates, so we are counting on you to work together. So you're joining us from across Glasgow. How are the weather conditions looking where you are? Craig, you've been
Yeah.
having a look.
Yeah, people have been telling us it's rain and windy, says Finn from Carolside. And it's also raining in Giffnock Primary, and that's Sylvie and Emma who are sending in that weather report. Also, Jake has confirmed that by saying it is rainy in Giffnock as well. We've had some anonymous input, Daniel, to say it's wet. That could be coming from anywhere in Glasgow, to be fair.
Yes, it could be. Could be here too.
So,
So,
we want to know how you're getting on throughout the lesson today. If you're a teacher or you're an adult, you can tweet us. You can use the handle DigiSkillsEd. We love seeing photos and messages and seeing how your class is getting on. Now, Daniel, I know a little bit about numbers, but I don't know so much about Formula One. What's going to happen today?
yes, so Formula One or F1 is a sport where cars race one another around a track. And it is the world's most popular sports series, and it's watched by millions of people all around the world. So, Formula One say that their races are contested by the world's most skilled drivers, and the world's top manufacturers create the most technologically advanced cars in history. So these drivers, they push their cars to insane speeds with acceleration that supercars can only dream of. The F1 cars, they can go 370 kilometers an hour.
Oh my
And the
goodness, that's
G
fast.
forces that they pull, only fighter pilots get to experience forces like that. So Formula One is all about pushing the limits of speed, science, maths, and data. Now, are any of you Formula One fans? Give a big cheer in your class if you've ever seen a race before.
I think you could do an even bigger cheer than that. Actually, we want to be able to hear you from our paddock area. So after three, give me a cheer. One, two, three. I think we've got a lot of fans today, Daniel.
I think we've got some fans. Now, I think some classes might have slightly fewer. Don't worry, you don't need to be a fan. In fact, you don't have to have ever seen a race to be able to do well in our challenge today. Craig, we've got lots of cars on the screen here. Could you name any of the teams behind them?
Yeah, I think I know a few. I know Ferrari and McLaren and Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, that's right. So some of the top engineering companies in the world, they enter teams. They enter cars in these races, and the races are called Grand Prix. Now, our team name is Allan Glen Racing, and all of you are going to be our strategy engineers.
Now, to take part today, you need to make sure that your class are going to menti.com and you're going to enter in the code, which is 21141318. So you can scan that QR code that's on the screen, but we'll also put up at the top there, you see it, the link and the code that you're going to use. If you've just joined the live lesson just now, you've still got time to take part. We're not quite ready to start the race. So, how this is going to work is when you send in your answers, we will be able to see them on our data dashboard. So, I want to make sure that you submit your best answer. It's not about doing it the quickest, it's about coming up with maybe the most insightful or correct or thoughtful answer. And if you do that and you include your first name and your school, maybe we'll give you a shout out. Daniel,
Yes.
can we have a time check, please?
Yes, we can. Let me have a look. Oh, Craig, the race is actually starting really soon, and the TV broadcast is just beginning. Shall we tune into it?
Let's see it.
Yeah, let's put it on.
Welcome to Glasgow and to the River Clyde, where the Allan Glen Grand Prix is about to ignite. The stage is set for an electrifying showdown among the world's finest drivers and teams. Hold your breath as the lights are about to go out in Scotland. Keep an eye out for the local team, Allan Glen Racing. They have previous winning form here, but they're not starting at the front this time. Can they make it back to the top step of the podium? Our race is brought to you by Allan Glen School, who have been supporting young engineers in Glasgow for over 150 years.
Today's race is a tribute to Allan Glen. Allan Glen was a master engineer and builder who lived in Glasgow in the first half of the 19th century. In his will, he left enough money to build the Allan Glen School for Boys. It became the Glasgow High School for Science and specialised in STEM subjects. Now, the school club supports all learners to get involved with science, technology, engineering and maths, including the Allan Glen F1 Racing Project.
Get ready for high-speed drama, changing conditions, and edge of your seat action in this race to win the Allan Glen Championship.
Okay, so before the race gets started, we have got just enough time to brief you all and make sure that our maths and data skills are all warmed up and ready. So just as a reminder, to be able to take part today, you're going to need to head to menti.com. You'll see it at the top of the screen and you have to type in that number. So the number is 2114-1318.
Let's get started with a little warm-up, Daniel. So, when it comes to Formula One, what do you think it takes to win a race? So there's a lot of things you need to consider. You obviously need a really fast car. You need a really skilled driver. You need to be good at some of the technical aspects like pit stops. And you have to come up with maybe a strategy or a plan. But we want to know, what do you think is the most important? So on the Menti, you're going to rank these. You're going to put these in order of what you think the most important is. So you're going to drag them up and down, and then you're going to submit your answer. I'll give you a few seconds to do that.
Great, people are answering very quickly today.
They are. Yeah, we'll give you a few more seconds to do that as well, but it looks as if we're having plenty of responses right away. Well, I suppose, Daniel, that's the benefit of having a team from right across spread out like that. We can gauge a lot of responses. We can see what the consensus is.
Yes, exactly. We're going to be able to average out your answers and use the sort of the wisdom of the crowd to find out what you think. Okay, Craig, shall we have a look and see what the results are saying so far? If you haven't submitted yet, don't worry, you'll still be able to do it. So let's have a look at what you have told us.
Oh,
okay, interesting. So you have told us that the most important thing when it comes to winning a race is having the best strategy. Next, fastest car. And then pretty close together, we've got good pit stops and fastest driver.
I think, Daniel, there might be a few drivers who take that quite personally, that they're not seen as the most important part of winning the race, maybe.
Yeah, we'll not tell our driver that you said this. So all of these teams have really fast cars. They've all got great drivers. And what makes the difference is often the strategy, the decisions that the teams make. So I'm going to introduce you to someone. I'm going to introduce you to Hannah Schmitz. Hannah Schmitz is one of the biggest reasons that Red Bull Racing have managed to win the last 4 drivers' championships in a row. And she has even been awarded Engineer of the Year in the whole sport. So Hannah Schmitz works for Red Bull Racing. She is their principal strategy engineer. So she makes some of the most important decisions in that team. So she decides when to make a pit stop, or when to push hard for an overtake, or how much fuel to put in the car. She's not a driver, but she is definitely one of the most important people in that team. Hannah is really good at making decisions quickly using maths. So today we are going to be a bit like Hannah Schmitz. We are going to use maths and data to make some decisions that are going to hopefully help us win this race.
So we definitely need a car, Daniel, because teams in Formula One all have a name, they all have a distinctive colour scheme and a car design. I'd like to present to you our racing car. I want to present to you our Allan Glen design. This is the grand reveal, Daniel. That car looks fast and I can't wait to see it on the track. But I do think, Daniel, there's room for a couple of more sponsors. You know, big brands and tech companies often sponsor Formula One teams. So Google, for example, sponsored the McLaren team, and TikTok sponsor Aston Martin. And earlier, we asked you who should be the official sponsors of the Allan Glen Racing team. Daniel, we've had some suggestions.
Yeah, so I can see here we've got a suggestion for McLaren from a P5 pupil at Carrollside Primary. I can see Roxy and Jake at Giffnock are suggesting Iron Brew.
Oh, that could work for a Glasgow team. To counter that, Rebecca and Duncan from Giffnock have said Dr. Pepper. So, you know, maybe that could be we could play them off against each other here. Some interesting ones. Lanya and Ollie have suggested HMV. That could be a way for them to revive and get seen by more people again. Gabby has suggested Taylor Swift, Daniel.
Yeah, do you know what? I've never seen a musician sponsor a car before, but why not? Why not? Yeah.
Sounds like the type of thing Taylor Swift might be into at some point.
Craig, do you know what? I'm going to tell you my favourite one here. Rory has suggested the NHS. You could have a big rainbow on the side.
Yeah, I think that's a good use of the NHS funding to sponsor a racing team.
Yeah, raise
brilliant.
awareness of healthcare.
Thank you very much. You know, Daniel, business is just as big a part of Formula One branding, sponsorship, money as anything else. And of course, to manage branding and money, you need to have a bit of math skills as well.
We're also joined by Kirsty today. So Kirsty is our engineer on the pit wall, and she is going to be relaying messages back to us if the strategy decision needs to be made. So let's hear from Kirsty. Let's put her on.
Hi strategy team, this is Kirsty calling from the pit wall. I'll be your point of contact for the heart of the action. As the race unfolds, I'll be keeping you updated and reaching out to you, our strategy engineers, for some advice.
Thanks, Kirsty. So we'll be hearing again from Kirsty a bit later on. Now, Craig, the race is going to begin in about a minute or two. Looking at my clock, how does this work? Where's Allan Glen starting?
So let me show you our race positions at the moment. So these are all the teams that we are racing against today in part of the Grand Prix. We've got McLaren, we've got Fibonacci, we've got Mercedes, we've got all these well-known teams, and Allan Glen, Daniel, are starting in 8th place, okay? So how this is going to work today is we're going to ask some questions that are all going to be about maths and engineering and strategy, and every time you get an answer right, we will attempt an overtake. We'll try to move further up, because what we want to be, Daniel, is I want to be in that first position.
Yeah. I think so too. Like, we want to win today.
Absolutely.
In fact, if we can win the race today, we also take the championship home. That's what's at stake.
We're the hometown team.
I know.
We've got to do it. Got to do it for Allan Glen School.
Yeah, got to do it. We've got to get these questions right. Oh, right, we're being interrupted. The cars are forming on the grid. We better check out the action on track. I think the race is about to begin.
And it's lights out and away we go. Everyone has gotten away cleanly. The home team, Allan Glen Racing, have held on to 8th place.
The race is started, Daniel, and we're in time for our first question. So, Formula One cars have lots of design features of them on them. They always have this big front wing and a spoiler at the back. Do you remember what that looked like on our car? Yeah. Got that big wing at the front where the Scotland flag is, and then we've got the spoiler sitting at the back as well. But why do they have these? What is it for? That's our question for you. So, do you think it is to make the car drive smoother, to make it driving it smoother? Do you think it's because it makes it look cool and fast? Are they used to store extra fuel? Or is it to add downforce and increase grip? Let's give you a few seconds to answer that. Thank you to everyone who's also smashing that like button, Daniel. We're getting a lot of likes.
I know. Every time someone clicks that thumbs up, a little it appears on the screen on the stream. Yes. Okay, Craig. I think we have had a significant majority of the people watching put in their vote. So let's have a look and see how it is. So here's what you told us. You have told us it is to add downforce and increase grip. So we're going to always go for the majority answer today. And that is the right answer. So well done, you. We have got that question right. So these wings, they add downforce to the car. So as the car pushes through the air, these wings make that air go upwards, which pushes the car onto the track, giving it more grip. And more grip means it can go around the corners at higher speeds without sliding off the track. And in fact, I have a diagram here. So these are all the different forces on a Formula One car. And basically, the air comes across and then it gets pushed up by the wing, which pushes the car down. And then you see at the rear of that wing again, it pushes the air up, which pushes the car down. So these are some of the main forces on a Formula One car. Now,
Some people said stability, Daniel. Would it help with stability? Does it affect that at all?
well, do you know what? If you have an accident and you break your wing, the car is a bit erratic. So if it's not there, it's less smooth to drive. It's not that why it's there in the first place, but the wings do make driving it smoother than if it wasn't there. So that is also a partially correct answer, yeah. So you're not wrong by saying that answer.
I recognise all these forces on the car, Daniel, now that you're showing me this diagram. It's that, it's aerodynamics, that's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah, these are aerodynamic forces. So drag and downforce, they are aerodynamic forces because of the air affecting the dynamics of the car.
Okay, Daniel, so if we got that question right, that means that we can attempt an overtake.
Yeah. Shall we check in with the TV feed?
Allan Glen looking to make a move on the Sauber. Expertly done.
Yes. We're further
Yes.
ahead, Daniel.
And look, Craig, we have moved up. We are now in 7th place.
Brilliant. Right, let's do another question then.
Okay.
So, weather conditions also make a really big difference to racing because it makes a big difference in how you set up the car. Our question for you is, we want to know, what is the percentage chance of rain at 12 today? Okay, so you've got this photograph, this chart to use. If you're looking at it on your iPad or on your screen, you can tap that and it'll make it bigger so it's easier to read. So we want you to read that chart and you're going to tell us what's the percentage chance of rain at 12 o'clock. So weather conditions make a big difference to how you need to set up the car. So it is important to know what the weather will be like. And in this case, the weather data is presented as a chart to make it easier to read and understand. Because in a race, it's important to know how to present it so that it can be read easily in an instant. You don't have a lot of time to read through it, so it needs to be really clear instantly.
Yes.
Let's give a few more seconds for people to respond. We're getting some good answers.
We're getting lots of answers in.
I'm so pleased everyone is like getting involved in the team, Daniel, like submitting what they think, having a guess at it. Even if you're not an engineer, you can use your mathematical skills, your numeracy skills, your reasoning, your logic.
We must have one of the biggest strategy departments on the grid. Like, how many other teams have 114
Yeah.
strategy
Is there a limit?
engineers?
Are you allowed? You're only allowed so many. I'm not sure. Let's not check the
well,
rules.
yeah. Okay, let's see. So we can have a look at the responses. There is one big spike there I can see. So this is a histogram. This is a way of showing that data of what you said. So the big spike means more people said that answer. If we have a look to reveal what that answer was, 43,
43.
which is the right answer. So if we look 12 o'clock, we go down 43%. Yes, Craig, there is a 43% chance of rain.
Excellent. Excellent. So we did it. So Daniel, we can check in the race in a little bit, but I think that's another opportunity to overtake coming up.
Yes, I think it definitely is. So when the weather conditions change, you have to change the way that your car is set up. So if it's windy, for example, then we start adjusting the wings on the car to change the way that the air flows over it. Because if it's windy, the air is going to go faster or slower than it would otherwise. Like, Craig, it's not just the wind that you have to make changes for. You also have to change your car if it's hot. What do you think you'd do if it was hot?
Like, if I'm driving and it's really warm, I have to have extra water, I would think. So I would imagine that, some of these races take place in deserts and places like that. So you probably have to give the driver more water, but then you're making the car heavier as well because it's filling it up. So you need to sort of remember that is also going to be making a difference too.
Yeah.
It's unlikely to be desert conditions in Glasgow, but like, what about if it's raining? Like, what did they do? Did they turn the windscreen wipers on or what?
Well, there's no windscreen wipers because the car's going so fast that the water just gets pushed off of the helmet. The air is the windscreen wiper. But there are some things that you change. So I've got a picture of a car in the rain here. And now looking at that, there's lots of spray and lots of mist. Now, if you're in the car, you're really low to the ground. You're really crouched down. And it can be really difficult to see through that mist. So these cars have bright red flashing lights on the back so that you can make sure you see the person in front, even in all of that misty spray that can make it hard to see.
So that's another design choice, but I guess this one's more for safety rather than the actual speed of the car, but still really important.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm ready for another question, Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, here's our position just now.
Did we take it? Yes, Craig, we did. We are in 6th place now.
Right, we can do it. Come on.
Yes. Okay. Ready for another question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's have a look. So, F1 cars have hundreds of different sensors on them that provide real-time data about everything on this car. Things like how hot the brakes are, or how much fuel is left in the tank, or even where the car is on track. I've got some sensor data here, and it shows the speed of the car all the way around our Glasgow track. And we want to know how many times the car reaches its top speed of 310 kilometers an hour in one lap.
So you can answer that. If you tell us your name and your school, maybe we could give it a shout out as well. I can see a lot of you are submitting answers already. A couple of people saying 2,000 times. I know what you're saying there, but that's the distance along the bottom. I guess what we're looking for here, Daniel, is when it reaches the top speed, that's when it touches that sort of purple line. So I guess we're kind of trying to look at the line and be like, okay, how many times does it touch that top speed line?
Yeah. And do you know what, Craig? We're getting lots and lots of answers coming in now. I can see here Angus, well done. Ruby, yes. Scarlett and Neil, Roxy and Jake. Yep.
Charlotte,
Lara.
and Harry as well, yeah.
Yes. Maya,
Essie.
Faison.
Wow.
Okay, Craig. I think we've got some consensus here.
Yeah. The number that's coming through, Daniel, like all the time is 2 times. It reaches the top speed twice. I think that's the one that we have to go for.
Yep.
Lachlan's saying that. Helena's saying that as well. Rebecca and Duncan, Daniel, Zane as well. there's so many people. So I think I'm going to say 2.
You're right to say 2 times. The car
Yes.
does reach its top speed twice. It touches that purple line 2 times on the chart, which means we reach our top speed twice. So yes, we have done that successfully.
Fantastic. So if we got it right, Daniel, does that mean we get to attempt an overtake?
Yeah, shall we check the action on track?
Yeah.
Brave, trying to go around the outside, and then moving to the inside and making a pass on the Alpine. 2 cars in 2 corners. Top racing.
Yes, we're getting there, Daniel.
Yeah, and look how driver managed to pass 2 cars there.
That's it. Not bad.
I know. We got past the Aston Martin and then the Alpine. Oh, well done. Well done, driver of our car.
I guess we've got time for maybe another question, Daniel, then.
Yeah, let's look at the next question. So I think it's time for a mathsy question, a calculation.
Okay.
So the tires that we use on our car, they grip a lot better when they are hot, because that makes the rubber softer and stickier, and we want to have as much grip as possible so that we can go around these corners at high speed. So to make sure that the tires are hot, because Glasgow's not very warm at the moment, we have to use tire blankets to heat the tires up. So they're a bit like an electric blanket that you put on a bed. The blankets add 5 degrees of temperature for every minute that they're on. So our tires at the moment are 25 degrees, and we want them to be 80 degrees for their best performance. So I want to know, how long do we have to leave the blankets on for?
Okay. So this is a maths question then.
This is a maths
So
question.
it starts at 25, and every minute it adds 5 degrees. How many minutes do we need until it gets to 80? Okay, well, strategy engineers, this is your job. I want you to calculate this. Maybe you're using a calculator. Maybe you're using, maybe you're doing it on paper. Maybe you're using your fingers. Could be another way of doing it. We'll give you the chance to send in some answers there. And remember, you can include your name and your school, and we can maybe, oh, and this one, I think you just submit a number. Is that right, Daniel? Yeah.
Yeah, so in this
That's
one,
fine.
you're going to slide down the number line. So yeah, we want to make sure that it's long enough, because if they're not on for long enough, tires are going to be too cold. We're not going to have much grip. We're going to be slow. But if we leave
So,
them
like,
on
would you
too
feel
long,
them as like sticky, like a bit like, you know how like when you've got a sweet in your pocket and it's kind of like half melted and it's kind of sticks to you?
yeah, they are a bit sticky. Yeah, they're kind of oily feeling. Yeah. But yeah, you don't want to do it too long either, because the tires then can actually melt. They
don't
get
want
too
that.
hot. We don't want that. No, the car will be too sticky.
All right. I think we've got over 100 responses in, Daniel. So let's see.
Let's have a look. Okay, Craig,
Okay.
there is a big spike at 11.
Okay. So let's see how I would calculate this then. So I'm just going to do it on my fingers, right? So if we go up 5 every time and we're aiming for 80, so we're at 25, we go 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. I need an extra finger. 80. So 11.
11. 11 minutes, yes, which is exactly what you
We
told
got
us.
it right.
We got it right.
So what does that mean, Daniel? Does that mean
What
we
does
get
that
to attempt another
That means
overtake?
we can make another overtake, yes. So we'll check in with our leaderboard in just a second. Let's see, have they done it? Have they done it? Let's see. Yes, Craig,
Yes.
they have. They are in
We did.
3rd place now. Gosh, we're absolutely slicing our way through all these cars. This is great.
That's brilliant. And, you know, everybody, thank you for sending in your answers. They're really useful. They're helping us make the right decisions. Collectively, we've all worked these things out. And I think we're doing a fantastic job, Daniel. I think we're showing that we're a good strategy team.
Yes.
What do you think is the next step, Daniel?
Yeah, so well, let's have a look at the wheels again. So we're talking about the tires. Let's look at the actual wheels themselves. So most cars on the road have 4 or 5 nuts that hold the wheel onto the car. That's these kind of things in the middle of the 5. They're in like a pentagon shape, and that's what holds the wheel onto the car. But Formula One cars, they just have one. this big one in the middle. Why do you think Formula One cars only have one wheel nut? That's a bit unexpected. They've got less than the car that you might have at home. Why do you think? So you can take a guess and you can type in your answer. And if you tell us your name and your school, we might give some shout outs to some really thoughtful answers.
Mhm. If you don't know, have a guess. So they only have a big single wheel with one nut in the middle. Why do they do that? Why did you would think that having more nuts would keep the car on maybe more secure, or I feel like what is the decision behind that?
Yeah. So I'm looking at what people are saying, Craig.
Mhm.
Charlotte and Harry are saying for pit stops so they can swap tires.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yes, you at pit stops you do need to be able to undo these and
That's right.
tighten them up. But you could still do that if there was five.
No, but someone says you could do it for rapid wheel changes, like it would allow you to do it very
Ah,
quickly. Um, yeah, when you need to switch tires, it's easier, says someone as well. Benjamin says it's easier to change during pit stops if you've only got one. If you've only got one to
yeah.
change.
Do you know what? Holly and Zubin are saying the same. It's quicker to change if there's only one. That's exactly right. That is why there's just one. It's only one thing to undo to take the wheel off, and
Yeah,
then you put the new one on. Then there's only one thing to tighten up. So it's about the speed of the pit stops. It's about making a quick pit stop
yeah.
that you can be faster and more accurate with.
I can see a lot of you are saying that as well. Alistair and Iram and Kareem as well all came in with those answers. Rebecca and Duncan as well saying it's all about how quick you can do the pit stops then. So basically, like, how do they do it then? Like, is it a I haven't taken part in a pit stop before. Do they like unscrew it and then
Yeah, they've got this. It looks like a drill. It's this big like pneumatic tire gun they call it, and you put it on, and then you pull the trigger, and it very quickly unscrews it, and then you take the wheel off, and then you put the new one on, and then you pull the trigger again, and it knows that it's a new wheel, and then it spins it the other way, and it tightens it on very quickly, and it takes about half a second in each direction. It's so fast. Put it on, you pull the trigger, and it's basically undone in the blink of an eye. It's really quick.
fantastic?
Yes.
Daniel, I think I've been seeing little lights flashing to say that there's some sort of weather update.
Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, there was a ton there. Yes, we have a weather forecast update that we better act upon. So, Craig, I'm hearing that there is a 67% chance of rain in the next 5 minutes. Now we can choose to respond to that threat of rain by making a pit stop to put on some wet tires. Now, wet tires are going to be better in the rain, and stopping to change tires doesn't come without a cost. If we stop, two of our opponents are going to pass us while we're in the pits. They're going to zoom past.
Well, that's not good.
No. But if it rains, the drivers say they're going to struggle to keep control of the car, and there's a chance that they could spin out and everyone will overtake them.
Okay. So again, this is up to you then, the strategy team. What are we going to do? You have to make the data-driven decision here. So there's a 67% chance that it might rain. Should we change our tires? So we'll lose a bit of time. People might overtake us, but actually, if we don't do it, we would stay ahead, but we might lose control of the car. Daniel, I think we'll have to put this to a vote.
I think so too. Let's open up a vote to all of you in your classrooms. Should we make this pit stop?
So is this the type of thing that Hannah would be doing when she's a strategy engineer?
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of stuff that Hannah would be doing. So we've got some percentages there. It's not guaranteed to rain.
But there's a
So
like 67%. It's quite
67% chance. So yeah, it's what 2/3 of the time
Mhm.
it will rain, but 1/3 of the time it won't rain, and we'd have lost those places for nothing. So you've got to balance out the risk versus the potential sort of reward.
we're in third place. We've still got some time to go. Yeah, I guess this is why we're asking our strategy team. This is not just up to us, Daniel.
Yes, and you have told us that we are going to make a pit stop. 86% of you have told us that we should make the pit stop. So that's what we are going to do. That's a huge majority.
You want to put the call in to the driver then?
Yep, let's radio Kirsty. Kirsty, we're going to make a pit stop.
And it looks like the Allan Glen's team are calling their driver into the pits.
Okay, so the pit stop seemed to go flawlessly, Daniel. It was hard to tell there, but I think they only had one nut in our car as well, so getting it on and off quickly. But we have dropped 2 places, so we're in 5th position now. But is it going to rain? Is it worth it? Well, why don't we bring in a bit of simulation to that, Daniel? So I'm going to use a random number generator. So I have a dice here. It's just a 6-sided dice. And what we're going to do is simulate what if it's going to rain or not. So it was a 67% chance, which is 2/3, right? So I've got it laid out here. If I roll a 1, 2, 3, or a 4, that means that it is going to rain, right? And if I roll a 5 or a 6, it means it's not going to rain. Okay. I think we kind of want it to rain because we've went to the effort of changing our car. So really, I want to roll a 1, 2, 3, or a 4. Shall I give it a go?
Yeah, go for it.
It's a 3. It's a 3,
It's a 3.
Daniel.
Yes. Brilliant. That means it is going to rain.
Glasgow's famously unpredictable weather has struck. The rain has started, and it's looking wet. Drivers better get themselves onto the wet tyres or their races could be over very soon.
Good call. If we hadn't made that pit stop, big trouble.
Yeah,
Big trouble.
you made the right choice. And knowing to expect rain in Glasgow is probably not that unusual, but you made the right decision there. Okay, Daniel, we're coming up to the last few laps now. I think we've got time for just maybe one more question before the final lap.
Yes, I think so too.
So this is another maths question. And this question is to do with logistics. Formula One teams have to bring all their equipment with them from race to race. And there's a lot to move. All of their tools, equipment, all their office materials, even toilets need to be transported to the racetrack. Now, Allan Glen Racing need to transport 57 tons of cargo to the race. A truck can move 5 tons. How many trucks do we need? Send us in your answers. Tell us your name and your school, and maybe we'll give you a shout out.
So doing calculations like this is a logistics problem. And logistics is all about making sure that things are in the right place at the right time. And you need maths to be able to do that. So logistics is a huge part of Formula One. And that's why some of the biggest sponsors in Formula One are logistics companies. People like DHL and UPS. You'll see their logos on a lot of the cars.
Fantastic answers coming in now. Let me just have a preview of them. Okay. Quite a few numbers coming in. Isla and Nick saying the same number here. Alistair, Zayan as well. Harry and Charlotte. A lot of numbers coming in about the same amount, Daniel, here.
Yeah, Scarlett and Neil. Yep, ready.
Georgia as well. And Amy from Giffnut Primary. And Edwin and Madison as well. Let's have a look. Lachlan, I think Samita and Lachlan, I think you're on to the right sort of number there.
Yep. Ennis, yep.
Miriam, I think you've overbooked. I think you've ordered too many trucks. Maybe do your calculation again. I know it's good to be safe, but I think you've ordered too many.
Benjamin is very enthusiastic about Allan Glen. Benjamin's told us and said, "Come on, the Allan Glen."
Come on, Allan Glen.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Daniel, shall we? I can tell you what most people are saying here, and then maybe we can calculate it.
Yeah.
So, the majority of answers here are saying 12 trucks. Okay. Let me see how I would work this out. Okay, so this is division, isn't it? So this is 57 divided by 5 because we've got 57 tons, and we can only take 5 tons per truck. I'm going to try using my smart assistant. So 57 divided by 5. $57 divided by 5. 11.4, Daniel.
Okay. So I think that we'd struggle to have 11.4 trucks. I think they might
Yeah,
think
you-
it's a wind up if we ask for 0.4 of a truck. Like, what would they do?
Yeah,
Do they just send you the front half?
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think what most people have done then is rounded up that number. You know that you can't get 11.4 trucks, so you're going to have to order 12 trucks. So I think that's the right answer, Daniel.
I think so too. Yes. 12
Excellent.
trucks is the number that we need. Craig, shall we check in and see if we can make an overtake?
Oh, please.
Let's have a look.
Making a move on the Mercedes, nice and clean. Well done, Allan Glen. Can they take the Aston Martin too? No, not yet.
Yes. Come on, Allan Glen.
Ah,
Come on, we're nearly
nice.
there.
Yes. So we are running in third place. So Craig,
I think we're in fourth position.
Oh yes, we are in fourth.
Fourth position. We're not on the podium yet.
So we are in the final stages of our race. This is another time when tough decisions are going to need to be. Oh, I'm being cut off. Like, oh, Kirsty's on the radio, Craig.
We'll put her through.
Let's put her through. Hi, Kirsty.
Hi team, it's Kirsty, and we need your help with our strategy. The driver wants to push for the win, but we need more engine power. With more power, they could overtake a number of cars. The powertrain engineers say that there is a chance of developing a problem if we push it too far. What should we do? Your data decision making matters. Thanks, team.
Okay, thank you, Kirsty, for that information. We've got a bit of a conundrum here.
Yeah, we're going to have to make another decision. So let me make sure I'm understanding this right, Daniel. So we're at the point now where if we want to try and push and win, the driver's saying they're willing to accelerate, to push ahead, to see if they can do it. But there's a risk that we might have a blowout. What's a blowout?
Yeah, so a blowout is when your tire explodes because it's worn down so much.
Well,
There's so
I don't
much
want
wear
that.
on the tire. Yeah.
So there's a 1 in 6 chance of a blowout. But if that doesn't happen, the driver thinks that they could make enough overtakes to win the race, but it's risky. What are we going to do, Daniel?
Yeah. So we've got two choices. We can tell our driver to push and hope that it's okay and they might be able to win. Or we can just say, okay, ease off a bit, let's protect those tires, and we'll probably guarantee fourth place.
Daniel, we didn't come all the way to the riverside in Glasgow, bringing all that cargo not to win. But the decision isn't down to me. It's up to you. This is your last decision that you're going to have to make. Do we take that risk? Do we push hard and go for the win? Or do we go slow and steady to hold where we currently are? Now, there is, Daniel, there's a chance that the teams in front might make a mistake. So it doesn't mean that we won't win, but it doesn't look good for us.
No. Okay, Craig, I think we've got our answer in from our massive strategy team. Let's find out what we're going to do.
What we're going to do.
Are we going to take the risk? Yes, we are going to take the risk. So
Okay.
there is a 1 in 6 chance that we're in big trouble now, but there's a 5 in 6 chance that we'll be okay.
Well, Daniel, I'm going to have to use my random number generator again. So if we've got a 1 in 6 chance and I roll this dice, show you it, then if I roll a 1, then the tires will blow out and we will not win. But if I roll a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6, we have a chance of winning it. Shall I go, Daniel?
Yeah, this is risky, Craig.
Okay. Can everyone please send positive thoughts in your classroom? Just like silence, get ready. And I'm going to tell you what to roll. And if I don't roll a 1, I want you to cheer really loudly, okay?
Okay.
6. It is
It's
a
a 6.
6.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, that means we've got enough life in the tires to survive pushing a bit harder. So it's down to the driver now. We've done all we can do. Can the driver make up these last places? Can they get to the last corner first? Where's Allan Glen going to finish? Craig, we're coming
Come
up to the
on.
last few corners. Let's cut to the TV.
Wait to see who comes around the last corner first. It's Allan Glen Racing, and they've pulled quite the lead. Allan Glen Racing wins the race and the championship.
Yes.
Oh, we did it! We did it! We are the winners!
Oh, brilliant. By trusting the numbers and understanding the risks, you made the data-driven decisions that led us to victory. Fantastic job, team. Well done, everyone. You used maths, data, engineering, and a little bit of luck as well to take Allan Glen Racing to the top of the podium. Listen, you have achieved a lot today. You've learned about maths, physics, and engineering that's used in Formula One. You get hands on with some of the kinds of data that strategy engineers will use, like charts and graphs and tables. And you used probabilities to take calculated risks.
Yes, well done, everyone. Really great decision making all the way through that race. But before you go, there is still one task for you. You can think of this a bit like your victory lap. We have a post-race interview waiting for you now. It's some feedback questions. So go ahead and answer those on your devices right now.
Thank you very much for taking part. If you're in a class with your teacher, tell them to come over to the screen. You want them to like this video. You want them to subscribe to our channel so that your class can join us for more lessons. Thank you for bringing your class along, and we hope to see you again in the future. Daniel, we'll be back for another live lesson soon.
Yes, we will be back for another live lesson soon. Towards the end of the month, during Maths Week Scotland, on the Friday, we are going to be doing a lesson called Defend the Rhino, where we're going to be using maths and data and AI to try and protect rhinos from some poachers.
AI and rhinos? I'm interested, Daniel.
Yes, so more details about that will make its way to your teachers shortly. But for now, that is all we have time for at the Allan Glen Grand Prix. So it is goodbye from Craig.
Bye-bye.
And it's bye from me as well. See you next time.